So let me talk to you about the 4 reasons I believe Real Broker's agent count and possibly valuation will double in the next 12 months. Reason number 1, our economic model is incredibly hard to compete with. So from a $12,000 agent cap for top producing agents, a $6,000 cap for team agents, or even a $4,000 cap for Platinum Elite team agents, it's really hard to beat the cost of belonging to Real Broker. Now let's talk about the benefits. When you pay your $12,000 cap and $6,000 in transaction fees, which would take about 28 transactions to do, you reach elite status, and while you have paid $18,000 to belong to the company, you get $16,000 back. So the economic incentives of belonging to the company are insane. Let's talk about revenue share. Every agent I know that's been in the business a long time can look back at the brokerage they belong to and say, yeah, these 10 agents came to this company because of our relationship over the last couple of years. Well, at Real Broker, if you refer 10 agents to join the company, you can make up to $40,000 a year recurring annual revenue just from being the agent that brought them over to the company. So not only is the cost of belonging to the company amazing, the benefits financially of belonging to the company are insane. You can wipe out your cost economically from belonging to Real by just reaching elite status and inviting one of your friends to join the company. That is really hard to compete with. Number 2 is our culture. Companies like Real that have a revenue share-based model built into it can become highly competitive. But Real's leadership team and the agents that have been there for the last couple of years have done everything they can to make sure that the company stays, rather than competitive, collaborative, where it really becomes hard to distinguish from one quote-unquote network to the other. So we are one Real, meaning I get calls from agents outside of my sponsorship world, agents that I haven't even met before, that need help with agent attraction or lead generation, whatever it is. We're all in this together, as Zac Efron said. And so it's such a highly collaborative environment that from a cultural standpoint, it's nearly impossible to beat what we bring to the table. Number 3 is our technology. Sometimes I forget how amazing the technology that we're provided at Real Broker is. So I have one application that'll show me all the deals I have in escrow, all the compensation I've received from commission, my ownership, my stock ownership in the company, my revenue share agents that I've sponsored in the company or agents that they've sponsored in the company. I can see when one of the agents that is in my world has closed their last transaction, all managed from the Real Broker application. It's transaction management software, it's accounting software, it's access to my stock ownership, all in one place. Even as an independent brokerage owner, I couldn't provide any of that to my agents. And so the technology that is built at and by Real and owned by its agents is world-class, and I've never seen a company that has better technology than what Real offers its agents. Last but not least is the opportunity. We just hit 17,000 agents. I think we could get to 35,000 agents in the next year if we play our cards right. Well, what does that look like? It looks like people like you watching this video, looking at what we're doing and saying, man, there's companies out there with 70, 80, 90,000 agents. Real only has 17,000. They feel like they're everywhere. But the reality is we have so much room to grow. There's 2 million agents in North America. So by that number, we're less than 1% of the entire real estate agent population belongs to Real. Well, at some point, I believe it conceivable to think we could get to 2%, maybe 3% of agent population belongs to this company. Well, if you're a part of that growth, imagine what your revenue share would look like. Imagine what your stock ownership would look like. And imagine what your world would look like being a part of no longer your state boundaries or your office boundaries. You could be a part of a brokerage without borders. So for that reason, I think opportunity is a no-brainer when it comes to Real. So looking at those 4 things, I'm incredibly confident in our position as a company and in our future. Now, for somebody like you, if this video was sent to you by a Real agent, hit them up. Say, hey, I'm curious, what would it look like if I came over? If you don't know any Real agents, I'm always willing to help. Feel free to hit me up on Instagram at Joe Herrera. Comment on this video below. We'll do our best to get you all the information you need to make an informed decision.